This guy's been on the job 30 years, not just him, but the whole trucking, yellow freight trucking. I remember yellow freight trucking from years back when I was in college. I used to drive a van for this hotel, and we used to pick up all the yellow freight truck drivers, bring them back to the hotel, and then they'll stay, 8-10 hours, and we'll take them back to the truck. So yellow freight has been a huge. It was yellow freight and consolidated freight. Those were the two largest trucking companies at that time. But they've had some serious issues in the last years, filing bankruptcy 2 or 3 times. And now what they're saying is, since the government bails you out, then the government they can take away your pension and your health care. You saw that, because if they bail you out, that's what happens. So what do you guys think about that, man? After 30 years on the job, now he has no pension and he has no health care.
Nobody here tell me why I get emotional. Why you so just bounce back. That's fine. You can do that. You don't know where I'm from. I want my ass off of this motherfucker. Exactly. I mean, 30-something motherfuckers years. Yeah, I agree too. 30-something years.
Little toughness.
Listen, stop feeling sorry for yourself. But come on, man. What's wrong with you?
Mental toughness mindset.
I had to go to grow.
Sam Shade.
Covers up.
The big happens. The big happens.
Martin Luther King.
You got challenges that you're going to run across.
All right, so welcome to another episode of Elite Psyche, the brick wall. No, it's Elite Psyche 100. Man, the really big show. Excited about tonight. I'm in a different location. I'm in the brick wall location. We're going to have some fun tonight, man. I got a couple of guys on tonight who has a podcast on Wednesday nights that they have on Facebook, 8:30 on Wednesday nights, called the Elite Mancast is the podcast that these guys are on. And I got 2 of the guys, it's really 4 of them, but 2 of them tonight came on tonight just for us to kind of talk about some topics that we're going to have some fun with tonight. But before we get started, I got a new sponsor for this episode of new sponsor for this particular episode, and the sponsor is Winners Only Lotto. So let's talk a little bit about that right quick.
Many people wonder if there's a secret to winning lottery games. The answer is yes, Winners Only Lotto. Discover how to make $1,000, $10,000, or even $225,000 daily by playing the right games with the highest odds. The games to focus on are Pick 3, Pick 4, and in some states, Pick 5. Utilizing AI to track patterns in these games simplifies winning, with millions being distributed every day. This information can be easily verified on any official state lottery website. Join today or get more information by clicking the link below. See you on the winning side.
All right, that's the Winners Only Lotto. That's a new sponsor of ours. They're sponsoring this episode, but they're probably going to sponsor a lot more. So look out for Winners Only Lotto. So let's get started. I want to bring up our guest tonight, which is the Mancast from the Elite Mancast, Mr. Keith Lydell and Michael McCarran. You guys there? There we go.
Hello.
Coach KD made it too, huh? Okay, all right, cool.
Yeah.
All right. So we got 3 of the Elite Mancast tonight with us, and we're gonna have some fun tonight, man. Look, we don't have any ladies on tonight. I know people say, "What are ladies?" Most of the ladies I talked to, they didn't want to come on. They don't. Man, I got to get my hair done. I got to get my hair did. I got to get my nails done. I'm like, man, put a hat on and let's rock and roll. So we got an all-male cast tonight. We're going to talk about some topics that I think interesting topics tonight that we're going to go over. So we're gonna have some fun, man. You know, and make sure you comment. You know, drop some questions in it. I mean, drop some answers or some responses in the comment section, and make sure you subscribe to the Elite Psyche 100. Make sure you hit that all button so we can get more subscribers. There, the goal is to get to a gazillion subscribers. Right now, I'm only sitting at I think it's about 13 or 1400. But we only been around about 4 or 5 months, so we're gonna get to 5,000, then 10,000, then 20,000. But you all got to subscribe, and let's make this thing happen. I can promise you, next year this time. Let me see, what's my goal? Next year this time, we will have. We're gonna document this too. We should have about 25,000 subscribers or more in a year. Is that a low count, man? Or is that a high count? What y'all think?
You right in there. You right in there.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Cool.
Target.
All right. Cool. So we got Valerie on. She's our she's running the podcast tonight, and Valerie also has some sound effects. So if y'all hear any sound effects, you got to know that's a lady saying those sound effects. So matter of fact, Valerie, let's hear some of the sound effects right now that you have. Y'all know it's her, not me. I know she got a few there. She's getting them ready there.
Now she being shy, huh?
I know, yeah. Trying to hold out on the side.
bruh.
That's one. Hold that one, Valerie. Y'all tell me who is that laughing?
You.
No.
Do it again.
Play it again.
It's not Mr. Lloyd, is it?
Play it again. Come on, man. Okay, just think about basketball.
Magic Johnson.
Nope. That crazy laugh, man. Come on, that's Kawhi Leonard. Man, when he laughed at that press conference that day, man, the whole group everybody just fell out.
I would have never got that.
That's a crazy laugh right there, man. Come on, man. You ain't nobody laughing. Okay.
I like that one.
All right. What else you got, Valerie? You dropping bombs.
That's who I think I am. I just told you. That's who I think I am.
You got some Kanye. Okay. All right. So if y'all hear those sound effects tonight, y'all know that's Valerie doing it, not me. So she even got, I think she got applause, but we'll figure that out in a minute. But let's jump right into these topics, man, because I'm actually in a different location, and I don't know how long my battery's gonna last here. So let's make this thing happen. Let's show the first topic, and we're gonna come back and talk about it.
So things got crunk and disorderly at a warehouse in Florida due to truckers finding out that their pension and their health care will not be funded by Yellow Corporation any longer due to them having financial difficulties. Now, it is said that Yellow, the third largest freight company in the country, owes about $1.6 billion in debt, and about 700 million of that belongs to the federal government. And so they seem to cannot find a way to pay their bills. And so at this particular meeting, a worker let them know how he felt. Check it out.
Nobody tell me, nobody here tell me about I get emotional. Why you so tight? Just about fine. That's fine. You can do that. You don't know what I'm talking about. You know? I want my ass off this motherfucker. Exactly. I been here 30-something years. Yeah, I agree with you. 30-something years.
So as you saw that brother letting them know, hey, I've been here for 30 years, and what you mean I'm not going to have a pension? You know, and that's very disheartening, right? You go to work and you put money away so that you can retire, and you know, you pay into a health care plan, and you go to work and they say, by the way, you're not going to have any of that. And so it is said that the truckers and the union are talking about striking to force the company to honor those plans. But the company is saying we just simply cannot afford it. And in fact, we do have a little bit of money to get a restraining order on the truckers to stop them from striking, because if they go on strike, it will definitely finish the company off, as customers rather will go other places to, send their mail and their freight and everything else off. And so they're saying hopefully things will turn around for the company. Hopefully some money will come in, but it doesn't sound like it will, because the company Yellow has flirted with bankruptcy 4 times in the past. And so this might be it for them. But again, I am not mad at that brother or anybody else in there for hearing that news that I've been coming to work all this time. I mean, even if you've been coming to work for a year, you don't want to hear that you no longer have a pension, let alone not having health care, right? So anyway, y'all tell me what you think of this very unfortunate story. And for more insightful commentary, please subscribe to this channel and my channel, The Demetra K Show, here on YouTube. Peace.
All right, man. Big shout out to the Demetra K Show on YouTube. That's the African Diaspora News channel. And I just kind of snatched that video that was on YouTube just to talk about it. But, this guy's been on the job 30 years, not just him, but, the whole trucking, yellow freight trucking. I remember yellow freight trucking from years back when I was in college. I used to drive a van for this hotel, and we used to pick up all the yellow freight truck drivers, bring them back to the hotel, and then they'll stay, 8-10 hours, and we'll take them back to the truck. So yellow freight has been a huge. It was yellow freight and consolidated freight. Those were the 2 largest trucking companies at that time. But they've had some serious issues in the last years, filing bankruptcy 2 or 3 times. And now what they're saying is, since the government bails you out, then the government they can take away your pension and your health care. You saw that, because if they bail you out, that's what happens. So what do you guys think about that, man? After 30 years on the job, now he has no pension and he has no health care.
Man, that's 3 decades, man. That's 3 decades. And I'm sure he was angry. I'm surprised he ain't do more, at that point. But I'm glad he held it in the road, because maybe he'd have a case, possibly. But still, yeah, that's a long time to try to keep your composure after and you put in the time, and you're waiting to get a certain amount of pay for a certain amount of months for the rest of your life.
I mean, she said that the money that Yellow Freight has left, they're using that as a restraining order to keep them from striking.
Right, I heard that.
The crazy thing is, the crazy thing is, this happens so often in different companies. And see, I am a trucker, so I know what it's like. But the main thing that keeps a lot of people in their jobs nowadays is the fact that they put in 5-6 years and they know, okay, I do another 20, I got 15, I got a pension coming. So people going to stay just because of the pension. Now you just snatched all that away from them. And then
let me ask you this, Michael. Let me ask you this. So, is the pension even worth staying?
To me, no. But I'm not the everyday guy.
Well, no, I was just asking in general. Yeah, I was just asking in general, because
for a lot of people it is, because they're not paying into their own retirement. So they say the company's going. If I put in $10, the company's going to match that. So now if the company pulls out, they lose. They pulling out their 10. Your 10 is still in. But in this situation, it ain't just the company's 10, because your 10 that you put in is being snatched out too. So you got nothing. You got absolutely nothing coming. And they'll blame it on the government. But in my opinion, they should hold each one of those people in management accountable. All those CEOs raking in the big bucks at the end of the year and the bonuses. Okay, you got money to put a restraining order up to keep us from striking. So now take their pay, put them on the pay that the highest paid driver is making. They get that pay, and everything else goes back into the fund or into the company to pay the drivers.
Wow. Now say that again.
You take the leading management, the head management, they making millions of dollars every year, and they're getting bonuses. So you take your highest paid driver, what he's making. Now, each one of those people in management make what the highest paid driver is making, and all the rest of that money that they were making, put that back into the company. Now you can operate. The drivers, their pensions are saved, and they can pay their bills. Because the only reason bills are not being paid or that they're in this problem is because somebody is not paying the bills like they're supposed to.
Wow.
If that was to happen to us, if we do that, banks coming to take what we got.
Wow.
That's why you got to weigh the difference between a 401k and a pension. That pension is employee funded, but when you have a 401k, the employee, the person can invest into their own retirement. See, they choose that pension because it's a fixed income for a while. And that's where they get caught up at, okay, I'm gonna get this certain amount for this certain amount of time. But you start investing in your 401k, that's your money that you're invested in that helps and you get it back. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like waiting on that pension is like it's room for failure.
Yeah, but you're still paying into the pension just like you're paying into your 401k. It's just in this case, you get nothing back. The government taking everything, your money and theirs.
Well, I mean, and it's out of your control, man. 30 years of working, and
you just wasted 30 years of your life.
Yep. I mean, you got paid, but still, you work for that. You know what I'm saying? That when you retire, you're gonna have something coming in that you can live off of. Like Keith said, it might not be a lot, but you add that with whatever else you have coming in. Some people can make it.
It was an agreement from the beginning.
Exactly.
The agreement from the beginning. Now you have failed the contract.
Mm-hmm.
So that's what I'm asking. How do you, even though the government taking over, how do you say that your word is still good with this? With you know what I'm saying? How can the company even still exist if their word isn't good? That's what I'm asking.
Exactly. They can't. Well,
tradition,
they shouldn't.
Time. How long you say they've been in it, Mr. Fleming?
30 years.
Yeah.
He was in there.
No, that was him.
How
long the trucking company been around? They probably been around. Good.
Early 70s.
Early 70s. Yeah. Long time.
Right. So that's over 50 years. You know. So they've built a foundation, and that's how they keep going because they got contracts with different places. That's how they stand afloat. And
think about this: when it comes to trucking, during the pandemic, people were being laid off, right?
Mm-hmm.
Truckers were going strong. They never took a break or slowed down. Not one single day. Everybody was still getting their freight delivered. Right. Even the dead bodies were being put in the tractor trailers and moved to graveyards.
Right.
So
that's right. So somebody was making money.
Yeah. So how is it that you're in a financial bind as a trucking company?
Right.
Especially one that's so well known and as big as Yellow.
Right. Misuse of the money, right? That's what you were saying. Okay, I got you.
No. Yeah. Somebody is mishandling the funds.
But
somebody's getting paid going on trips, but the drivers ain't getting what they deserve.
I mean, that's like Wells Fargo, Enron. Yeah. They mismanage all the money, and then the little man has to take the loss.
The government bails them out, but we still paying taxes. Yep. So the money that's being bailed out, they're being bailed out with, comes from us. Yep. So now the driver's going to get kicked. It's like a kick in the groin because now you're not paying us our pension, but we still paying taxes. And that money for taxes is going to be used to bail you out, where you get your salary, but we get nothing.
That's capitalism.
It's just like this $1 trillion deficit we're in right now.
Yep.
Yeah.
Right. You know what I'm saying?
Mismanagement.
Right.
That's all it ever is.
And the little guy has really nothing to, I mean, I
we don't have a voice.
Yeah, he does. It's like, hey,
the union's supposed to take care of that. And they say they was building, forming a union or whatever.
Yeah.
They're in a union. They're unionized drivers.
Yeah.
And that's another thing. You got to pay union dues.
That part.
So even with the union, but can the union go against Yellow though?
That's what they're doing.
That's what they're supposed to do.
They're to protect the drivers.
Yeah.
But they threatening them with a what you called it?
Restraining order. Yeah. They got enough money to keep.
That's crazy to me, man. That's crazy. You got enough money to keep me off, but you ain't got enough money to pay me.
Right.
I ain't got enough money for that pitch, but I got enough money to fight y'all.
But now check this out. What would happen if the drivers, if they use their common sense, all of them just walk off, not deliver another load?
Well, that's the point. But
that's the strike.
That's supposed to be the restraining order to keep them from walking off. You know what I'm saying?
But who can call? Who can say that I can't call in 6?
If everybody came, right? Right? Yeah. I mean, that's the same thing with the NFL or NBA. If they decided to team up, they really could shut down almost anything they wanted to.
Yeah.
But a lot of these guys, know
scared.
Financially, they can't really do that.
That's the problem. That's the problem. Living in the now.
Yep.
We're in a microwave society, so you're living in the now. You're not seeing yourself down the road. You're living in the now, so you need that money now. So you can't even fight because you're thinking about now.
Yeah. What about my rent payment? Yeah. What about their car payment?
Right.
I got other obligations.
That's where faith come in, baby. I ain't gonna go there with you. When that faith come in, you gotta have it.
That's big right there, Katie. Because the thing about it is, you got to remember something. So if all of the drivers walk off, don't you think they're going to resolve that fast as they possibly can?
Quicker than quick.
But to get all of them to commit to do that, man, come on.
That's the problem. That's the same thing. Like
how long is too long? How long is too long? How long can I hold out? How long can I hold out?
But you don't have to hold out.
If it's gonna take 30 days, everybody gonna have to hold out for 30 days.
If they all stop working for 1 week,
feel it.
1 week, no delivery.
Mike said 1 week, KD.
Will shut that company down. Those people would jump. They would be.
That ain't gonna scam. 1 week ain't gonna scam.
I guarantee.
You gotta think of it like this, though, Coach. You gotta understand, ain't none of their trucks going out.
Not one.
These people making $1 million a week, man, or more.
Wait a minute. Now, if they shut down, I mean, if all the drivers strike for a week, don't you know it's guys sitting in the cut who gonna want to drive?
Ready to get that job.
Yeah, that's true.
They're gonna start delivering. They're gonna take whatever they're gonna pay them. They're gonna cross that line and say, "I got to eat."
Yeah.
Well, I'm a member of a union. When we strike, if you cross that line, you getting your butt whooped.
You gotta have a gun line, boss.
If you ain't got a gun line, you ain't getting no job.
You got to have a gun line, boss.
Hey, the people on the picket line, you ain't walking through that. You ain't gonna go out of there unscathed. Something happened on the way in, and if you get in, on the way out.
But what about the people that's not even in the company?
That's what I mean. Those are the people that are trying to cross the line. It's like saying you got all the drivers there, but you know the Mexicans will work for less, right? Mm-hmm. Now, all the Mexicans are like, hey, they're not working? Here, we go in and do the job for them. Right. And every one of them will be beat down to a shot of tequila.
Bruh. Come on. Don't do that.
Man, I just can't see. I don't know, man. Wow. When the last time you seen a strike like that, like a trucker strike?
Well, you know, NFL had one. Oh, Ford just had one, right?
Was it?
Yeah, GM, something like that.
One of the car companies just had a strike.
Yeah.
Mike accidentally muted. Is he muted? Did you mute yourself?
Yeah,
you did. You muted yourself. Check the mute button. The truckers shut him up, man. The union.
He was trying to cross the line. Yeah, he was trying to cross the line, Mike. That was. They said
you're giving too much information.
You're giving too much information.
Let's get that trucker off of there.
I just told you. That's who I think I am. I just told you.
I just told you.
Come on, Mike. They muted you, man.
And he can't get back.
He can't get back in.
It's got to be on your computer. Check the mute button. It's not.
That's a great topic, man. I would love to see what happens with him. You know, if he end up going to jail, or if you know what I'm saying. Because dude was really fired up. You know,
he was upset.
Yeah, he giving too much information, boy. That's what.
That's what they said, huh?
Mute him.
But yeah,
you back?
But it didn't seem like that many guys was backing him up. Did y'all see that?
Well, that was just that one, the group.
That one morning or something?
Yeah. He just snapped that one morning.
That goes to show you, man. You never know what that next day that just over broke that job like that. You never know, man.
Yep.
You got to have a backup plan for when you're working, man, for the people, man.
Yep.
It's like I was telling Tony, man, when I had my back surgery and they didn't let me back on as a foreman. I was a foreman at my job. I used to tell people what to do. So I didn't even have to lift anything heavy. A paint roller at the most, you know what I'm saying? But then they tell me I was a liability. And I was like, how? I didn't do nothing before I left. So how would I be a liability when I come back?
You do it, Mike?
Yeah, I can hear you now.
All right.
And I'm looking y'all laughing. I'm like, man, I'm missing it all.
But you know, Keith, that's amazing that you said. That's amazing that you said that, because that's how I got into my own business as well. You know, I was working through the temp service, and they they let us go. You know, just out of the blue, let us go, man. And I'm like, what? And it was the Mexicans that came in for less. We were getting like 23 an hour back in. I was in 2013, like 23 an hour, and they say, you know, we gotta let y'all go. Me and a couple of my buddies. And that's when I said, you know what, I'm gonna go ahead and open my own. And I've been popping since.
And sometimes it takes that, man. Sometimes it takes that last time. It's like, say, man, I ain't gonna let you control my life, man.
Yeah, we gonna do something.
I can let you control my life.
Mike, we're gonna move to the next topic. Mike didn't get us all muted over here. So let's move.
Yeah, Mike, you was giving out too much information, Mike. That's what it was.
The next topic.
The union shut your mic down. The union shut you was crossing the line.
The first thing that you do when you want to break through and you want to be, to do, and to have something is what? Decide it. Then miracles start happening. If you would just decide, miracles would start happening. Because you know, even God doesn't know what to do for you until you decide. Even Jesus said to the blind man, what wilt thou that I should do unto you? The scribes and Pharisees standing by said, no, he's supposed to be such a great teacher, such a great spiritual master. He should know. Can't he see that the man is blind? But the point is, God wants to show us that we've got to make a decision. We got to decide it, and we got to say it. I like this verse of scripture from somewhere in the Bible. Let the redeemed of the Lord say so. Say that. Let the redeemed of the Lord say so. You see, some of you ain't getting nothing because you ain't saying nothing. You ain't deciding nothing and ain't saying nothing. By the way, if you didn't hear, that lady who asked, should she get the book or should she come to the seminar? Because she only had $15 and it would either be the book or the seminar. And I told her if God couldn't provide $15 for her to come to the seminar and getting the book yesterday to shuck him, God has just been saved. God has just been saved to shuck him. She's here. Where are you, lady? Stand up. I met her out there at the book stand. Where are you? Oh, there she is. Stand up. Come on. Give her a big hand. You see, that's another technique I'll throw in for the same money. You got to put God on the spot. What did I say? See, that's putting God on the spot. So she put God on the spot. I didn't ask her how she got that $15, but but you see, the same way that you demonstrated that, because you know I talked her out this. My goodness, when I've spoken twice on Sunday morning and you can't demonstrate $15 overnight, that doesn't say much for me, God, or anybody else. And you see, I insist upon demonstration. All right.
You know, man, I tell you, growing up, I remember in our kitchen, you know, we had on the wall was, you know how you had the radio on the wall, and then it was a speaker in one room and speaker in another room, like an intercom system, right? Mm-hmm. So we used to listen to the radio with Reverend Ike, but everybody in the neighborhood, even some of my family members said that, you know, Reverend Ike was a scam. He was a con artist. He was a, you know what I'm saying? And, you know, that was from the 70s, man. You could tell because that suit he had on was back in style again. So that was
hairstyle too.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah, all of that.
And Steve Harvey suit, huh?
What do y'all say about Ike, man? Because I now, you know, he's bold because, you know, he's sitting there saying you got to put God on the spot. You got to tell God, you know, some people like, you can't talk to God like that. So what do you guys think about that?
Go ahead, KD.
I'm gonna get you on this one, Coach. Hold up.
I want y'all to go, but
I like what he said. The God in me has to gonna create miracles. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? So he's basically saying you got to put yourself on the spot. Mm-hmm. Because it's the God within you that creates and that brings about the miracles that you want to see in your life. Because if you don't make a decision, like he said, you have to make a decision. Coach say it all the time. You got to make a decision, man. Once you make that decision, you got to believe in it to the wholeheartedness, to where you ain't nothing gonna stop you, ain't nothing gonna fail because you believe. That's it. And once you make that decision and you believe, the God in you is gonna prevail. The lady didn't have $15, but she believed that she can get it. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? Right. So I like old Ike. Ike was real. Ike kept it real. Pimp. Good old pimp.
That's the thing. That's
what I saw when I looked at him.
I feel like he was pimping the people, though. I feel like he was pimping the people and giving them a falseness. You know, that's just my belief now. And he said,
expand on it. I mean, talk about it then. Why you
like God? He said, God don't know until you decide. I don't agree with that. I don't agree with that. He know, but I do believe that you need to decide. He just wants you to decide.
Okay.
He wants you to decide, and he gives you a permissive will. Okay? You got a permissive will. He gonna let you do what you do. He already knows. And I do agree that that's God in you. See, so it ain't about who, it's about what's inside of you. That's where I'm with it. You know, I do a lot of studying on it, and a lot of people go different ways on it. But the truth is, we abundance is ours.
Right. It's your birthright.
Abundance is ours. We just have to make the effort to go get it.
Manifest it. Right.
Yeah.
Well, so talk a little bit more about that when you say pimping the people. I mean, what was he doing?
I mean, almost like a cult.
Okay.
They believe in him instead of the power that's greater than him. That's within them.
But isn't that most of the Baptist churches like that? They believe in that preaching more than they believe in God.
I mean, that's Baptist. That's why I ain't Baptist. I'm non-denomination. That's why I ain't Baptist. Now, okay, I grew up in a Baptist church. And that's why I try to relate to my mother now. It ain't about, she said, I was born a Baptist, I'm a die Baptist. That's what my mama say.
Right.
That's what mama used to do.
That wasn't my
son is not a Baptist. Your son is non-denominational. I believe in relationship with Jesus Christ. I believe in that. That's what I believe now. And if I'm wrong, it's still a win-win situation.
What did I say? Well, I was
I ain't gonna take it there, Coach. I'm gonna let you. I'm gonna let you leave. I ain't gonna take it there.
They say Baptist bread, and when I die, I'm gonna be Baptist dead.
Yeah.
bruh.
That's
drinking
it.
the wine and cussing on Sunday evening. Yeah, I'll be drinking the wine and cussing on the evening. Yeah.
See, this is the thing. As I go through, right, as I'm on my journey, right, I can remember.
Mike gone again?
Yep.
I was merely existing.
Right.
I was merely existing. No way to turn, you know. I was born, I come up in the Baptist church. I even, went to vacation Bible school, all that, but I did not learn. And the more as I get older, I could do a lot of research. And that's where I'm at now, that about the relationship. And I just I haven't left because I know that's what sustained me. And I know there's a power greater than me, but also I know that there's power within me.
Yeah.
See, that's where a lot of people get twisted at, like, they want to see the Jesus on the wall. See, that ain't me. You get what I'm saying? Like, but I do believe that there is a power greater than me, and that I choose to call him Jesus. I choose to call him God. You get what I'm saying? So I'm gonna try. It's a Trinity: Father, Son, and the Holy Spirit. That's what I believe. Okay, that's where I'm at with it.
Okay.
Where you at with it, Coach?
Yeah, the Trinity.
Coach, we can't follow men now. We cannot follow men now, Coach. We gotta watch how we act when we talking about Yeshua, man. Yeshua was a man who walked the earth, and he still got family where he was residing, where he was born at.
That's right.
So that's where I go on that bad.
Yeah,
I don't believe
down here though. How he got here?
He was born. He was born through his mama.
Right.
He didn't get sent out the sky. They had a lot of virgin pregnancies back in them days. He wasn't the only one.
Okay.
So go do the research on that. He wasn't the only virgin child. It was more than him.
Why was he chosen?
He wasn't. They read him in the book. They put him in the book. He's not in the Emerald Tablets. He didn't come from he's not with the Anunnakis and Sumerian tablets and all that. He's not in part of that. He was a part of the story, but the white people wanted to make him the man. So they put him in there. Yeah, they put him in there as that, because you got to remember the Bible was written by a man.
Exactly.
But the Sumerian tablets was written by the Anunnakis. So you got to understand where the original tablets come from, and then how the story was translated down to the Bible, because they didn't they didn't put all the information in there. They didn't tell the world that we was the ones, we are the black people, that the whole world was created through a black woman. They didn't tell you that, did they? That's why they put white Jesus on the wall. That's why they gave you the white angels. That's why they gave everything white. They whitewashed us to believe all of that.
What you say now?
Coach good.
Yeah.
Coach good.
Yeah,
me and him always had these kind of conversations.
And that's the thing. We can receive from each other. And he showed me stuff, but I keep telling him, I'm gonna keep saying, it's what sustained me. If I am wrong, I'm still good. It's a win-win situation for me, because I'm better today.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm better today, and that's what I believe.
Coach stand on his.
I'm standing on it.
That's right.
When my man flipped 3 times, that's who sustained me. When I got sick and I'm on my deathbed, that's what I believe brought me back. Brought me to where I'm at today. That's
you chopping. Yeah.
Now going back to Reverend Ike, I ain't gonna comment on him.
All right.
He say he's like he pimping the Lord, but you see, Reverend Ike, he just no. Reverend Ike is just talking. He's got his opinion on how to get the people to do what he wants to do. So he's being flamboyant, just like the pimps were back in the street. They talking in rhymes. They got you all hyped up. They dancing around. They getting you all pumped up. So they using your emotions, or he was using the emotions to get the people to do what he wants. He's just giving a message, just like any.
But isn't that the black church? Because everybody gets emotion in there. They get jumping up and down. They get every one of them. They get
the message. His message. Like he says,
the message is messy. That's what he said
in the Bible. Somewhere in the Bible, did he tell you some quote? I ain't never heard it. I never heard that quote.
Okay.
But people listen to it, and ain't nobody gonna go back and research.
He got over 54 quotes that he made himself.
Yeah.
Right.
I just told
some of them got
where is that in the Bible? They just gonna take him at his word.
Wait, say, Coach, some of you can use
Okay, so Mike,
some of them got that pimp in them.
Well, let me ask you this then. Which one is worse, that or hooping when you don't understand nothing?
Wow.
They get to hooping and which one is worse?
I put it like this, you know.
I'll take the pimp.
When I was younger, we had the black Muslims.
At least he's straightforward.
The Nation of Islam.
Yeah.
Right. So they were trying to recruit me into the nation.
Right.
They telling me to go read the dictionary. So I'm learning all these different words. And I know the meaning of the words. They're big words. Most people don't know what he's talking about. Now, the thing is, when I talk to people, if I use a word, if I'm trying to give a message or make my point, and I'm using a big word that they don't understand, what good does it do? So I went right back to talking to the people on their level. Now, that hooping and hollering will get your attention, but they're only going to hear what's being said. And I learned a long time ago, any fool can stand on a curb and yell to the top of his lungs, and somebody's going to listen to him. Whether what he's saying makes sense or not, somebody's going to listen. So
you can learn something from anybody, man.
Or giving a message. If you're listening to the message, you're going to learn something.
Yeah,
everybody that's out there talking ain't saying nothing.
Another fellowship I go to say don't shoot the message. Get the message. Don't see the messenger, but get the message.
Get the message.
And that's hard.
And that's why I don't. You know, I don't knock the church or whatever they got going on, but I just don't want to participate in it because of you got these guys like Reverend Ike who's capitalizing off of the money, the financial benefit.
Mm-hmm.
If he was really off into his craft, he would say, "Hey man, y'all keep the money, or you know, let's put the money in the build the church up some more, or whatever, you know." And you go ahead and go to a regular job. You just come here on Sunday because you got that anointing on you. But don't try to let's live off of the church money and let's grind and hey church, y'all need to pitch in another 50,000. So
I'm gonna give you another nugget. It's the same money. That's what he said. I'm gonna give you another nugget with the same money you're giving me.
Exactly.
Right. Creflo dollar. Yeah. See, Creflo and Reverend Knight, they got to be cousins because both of them got that slick hair and they got them fancy suits. Oh, Creflo said, "Hey, my church gonna buy me a jet."
He said he ain't got time to be waiting in the airport, man. He got to get across to preach the word.
Man.
Delta canceled the flight.
I ain't heard nothing else from Creflo after he bought that jet.
Yeah,
he done went overseas.
Yeah, he gone.
I'll tell you, the last message he talked about is that you shouldn't have to tithe. That 10%. He said that ain't. He said he want to go back and apologize to everybody for saying that.
Yeah, I heard that.
You should be able to give what you want to give. But I'm like, is he gonna get back? He gonna get back all them 10%?
Nah, he don't get back that money. No, I bought that jet.
He ain't gonna give it back.
From now on, you don't have to do it.
From now on, this is what we gonna do, y'all.
I think maybe folks stop giving all together. So he said, "Wait a minute, we got."
Yeah.
Give what you can.
Hey, the church gonna start striking the collection plate.
Right.
Yeah, just go and pass it on by. Yeah, everybody just pass it back to the front.
All right, man. Let's move to the last topic there, Valerie.
All right.
In the world of sales, you'll hear a lot of sales trainers say, some will, some would, so what next? Meaning like, don't worry about it. If they said no, move on to the next person here. It's going to be okay. I'm here to tell you that this week you could potentially meet somebody that could totally change the face of your business. And you can't just say some will, some won't, so what next, and that's it. No, you can't do that. Let me explain to you why. My business is where it's at because of me seizing those certain moments. Like I sit there and I think about my business and I can think off the top of my hand, let's just say 10 meetings that I had that it was this close for me to say nothing's going to come out of this, and I pushed a little bit more, that led to, I can truly tell you, $15 million. One business is $15 million, one contact. I was at an event in LAX, 2001. Look how many years ago this is. I met this gentleman, sharpest guy on stage. He's speaking, charming, charismatic, beard, sexy, hip, cool, beautiful wife. I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm 22. And I approach him and I say, hey, I want to talk to you. Can I take you out? No, all this stuff happened. There was so many things that he and I shouldn't have met. So I kept pushing. Finally, we met. And I knew I had this one opportunity. And we sat down and we spoke. And I said, look, I want you to know something. He says, what's that? I said, look, I want to do business with you. I want us to be together. And he told me he's got money. He had every single thing financially in place, like insurance, annuities, investments, retirement, mutual funds. What was it? Nothing could happen there because he had the best advisors. Finally, I said, I'm going to befriend him and I'm going to figure out a way what we can do with this relationship. We ended up becoming best friends. His son was in prison. I went to prison and got my background check, all this stuff, and I spent a lot of time with this guy's son in prison. I came back after prison. A month, 2 months later, he gave me his entire Rolodex, 600 of his contacts that I can use his name with. After those 600 names he gave me, one of the names that came through led to $15 million of business. I'm probably saying the smaller numbers, probably bigger numbers, probably around $25 million, but $15 to $25 million one contact. What if I didn't follow up with that? What if I didn't do anything? What if I just said some will, some won't, so what next? I would have lost a lot of money, and you could as well. So this week, everybody you're meeting with, don't be the typical sales rep that says some will, some won't, so what next? Maximize the relationships and the people you meet with this week. Ask for referrals. Ask who they know. Get deeper. Ask a few more questions. Have a solid relationship. Hear them out. Listen to them. Don't just sit there and go like this and go follow your script. Listen to what they're saying. Go deeper. Capture their heart. Move them. And then all of a sudden go deeper. And next thing you know, that could lead into you 15 years from now saying, 15 years ago, I watched a video on Valuetainment where Pat talked about don't follow the philosophy of some will, some what, so what next. I met a contact that week. And because of that contact, I'm now worth $73 million because I didn't let that contact go without me maximizing that potential. Make this week count.
Well, man, I'm sharing that video just like he just said, share it, man, because I've been following this guy for a while, man, and listening to him, it's two ways you can look at that. All right, the first way is you could say, he's right, man. Don't do that. You got to make sure you maximize everything and don't just let people walk away without giving it your best, and don't just say, well, I ain't, whatever. Or you could say the opposite of that. Well, it might be a person that I need to reach, that I'm spending time on this guy trying to beg him or trying to get him. I need to just let him go and move to the next person, because that next person might be the $15 million deal. So you can look at it two different ways, but I think I like what he said, though. I mean, I like really, because you never know what you're going to get, but you got to make sure you give it your all and stay with a person long enough to see what you can get from it, more than just man, I called him and I'm done.
But I like him because he said he seen the guy as more than just a potential. He seen the guy as, you know, having his thing all together. You know what I'm saying? And he befriended him because of that. Because the guy kept elevating, because the guy had his thing together. Right. So, you know, and then to go into prison to meet his son. Right. See, that's even a step further.
Right.
People ain't doing that.
Yeah, you're right.
Exactly.
People ain't doing that. Let me go get a background check, and then I can go get a prison to holler at his son, and we can get cool, and I can help his son out because I done been in his son's position. See, that's real deep thinking right there. He went extremely deep on the whole level of I got to befriend this guy.
And he gave him his whole Rolodex after that. And
he went above and beyond.
Yeah,
that's what we're afraid to do sometimes, to go above and beyond. We restrict ourselves to such a stripped or such a traditional way of thinking. He thought outside the box.
He said that. You cannot stick to the script. He said that.
Well, one of the things he said too was that this guy had what I wanted.
Right.
He had everything. I can't just let him walk away.
Go about it.
Yeah, I can't. I got to meet this guy. I got to be friends with this guy. Because you run across guys like that all the time.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I think about, man, back in the day, the dumbest thing I probably ever done was my uncle went to this church in Atlanta on Auburn Avenue. I think it's called Big Bethel. He went to Big Bethel. And the guy at Big Bethel was the owner of I can't think of his name. I think it was Atlanta Life Insurance Company. Jesse Hill. His name is Jesse Hill. You can Google Jesse Hill and find out. Jesse Hill was one of the most prominent black men in Atlanta. He was over the insurance company, and he introduced me to him at church one day when I went to church with him. And Jesse Hill gave me an hour to come meet with him. Man, I was 23, 24. Do you know I didn't go? Did you know? Yeah, that was the dumbest mistake I ever made. I got busy, called myself hanging out or whatever, and I didn't make it to that appointment. But Jesse Hill was one of the, later on in life, I realized that was probably the most prominent guy I ever met. And I never got a chance to go sit down with him. Well, I got a chance, I just didn't do it.
Right.
Dumbest thing I've ever done.
Hey,
did you follow up though, Tony? Did you try to follow through?
No, I never
didn't even try to do the follow up.
Oh, never, because he set the appointment, and I just didn't go. And I remember my uncle asking me about it, and I came up with some old talk, saying, and I thought about it later on when I started seeing Jesse Hill everywhere. You know what I'm saying? When I started getting older and realizing, I needed to make business contacts, and at that time.
Hey, they say the fortune is in the follow-up. And as a matter of fact, I think I've heard with one of your trainers, Tony, where you said that the fortune is the follow-up. And people said it takes like a person 10 times to see an opportunity before they'll even act on it.
Right.
So you got to keep at it. But if you just talk to them, hey, how you doing? Oh, no, I ain't interested. Okay. Plenty of people do that. I've done it plenty of times. Just walked away and never went back. Like, you ain't interested? All right. Somebody else is.
My challenge was at the time, my uncle told me that, but I just didn't realize it. See, this guy at 22, he realized who that guy was. So he was more mature than I was at that age of 22.
Right. He could
That's why he's so wealthy now. The guy worth $73 million right now. I think he just bought a $20 million house, But at that time, he knew. At that time, for me, I was a party guy. I didn't probably slow down till I was 28.
Wow.
You know what I'm saying? And sometimes you run across people who are more mature at that age, and that contact there could have done so much for me.
We probably wouldn't even know you right now.
Exactly. We wouldn't want that then, so we don't want that.
Yeah, we appreciate you for hanging out with us, man. Bridging us, with French and famous, man. We need you around, Tony. We need you.
So good thing I didn't make that appointment.
Yeah, man. You had to hang out with what we call Hard Sack. Man, what was the Welcome Back Carter crew?
Dang, that's
that was the
man,
Sweat Hogs.
The Sweat Hogs, yeah, you had to come back and hang out with the Sweat Hogs, right?
Oh man! So look, man, it's been fun tonight. We've been on here for about 55 minutes. Let's close it out. So, any of y'all got any final, statements on what we just watched? Any of those clips?
I'll start it off. That 401k versus pension. Check into it. Don't always go for the pension. Check out the 401k where you can put some of your money in it. I ain't gonna go too deep with our Reverend Ike. Pimpin' ain't dead.
Did we get an answer? Do we prefer the pimping or the hooping? I know we prefer pimping is better. Okay.
That's why I say pimping ain't dead.
Pimping ain't dead.
At least he's straightforward. I think that about Trump. Trump is straightforward. So
I love Mr. Trump. Yeah. I don't care.
I like that straight like that. Straight like that. No sugarcoated. Don't go around the corner on me.
Okay.
And then what was our last topic?
That was the guy.
The money man.
Yeah, just then. Yeah.
Relationship. Yeah. Relationship is big in anything you do. Like I'm grateful for the relationship I have with you guys. And yes, we can build upon it some more. So I think that's big in anything you do. Consider relationship and how far will you go?
And build
you go above and beyond.
Right. Yeah, that's it.
That's a good point.
Yeah.
Hey, well, I'm gonna say as far as the first guy, it's better for you to try to find something outside of work where you can put your money into, invest, start your own little side hustle, and put your money aside for yourself, and hope like hell that the government don't go bankrupt and take your money out the bank. But that is also a possibility, and you're in the same situation as the brother there. And with Reverend Ike, people gonna listen no matter what you say. But the more important thing is to listen to the message, because like y'all say, y'all like Trump because he's straightforward. I listen to what he's saying, and Trump is a danger. He's one of the biggest threats this country's ever had because he's telling you what he's going to do, and he's doing it. He ain't just out there willy-nilly just saying something. He's doing what he says he's going to do. Like he said, if I go run for president, I'm going to go with the Republican Party because they're the stupidest bunch of voters in the country. What did he do? And now he's in.
Pimpin' ain't dead.
Nah. And for the last brother, hey, the fortune is in the follow-up. Always follow up.
Yeah, man. I tell you, brother, like you said though, Mike, I like that the first guy, you got to have you an investment plan, and we can't put our money inside of the banks no more because the banks are gambling with our money. That's out of there. Coach KD had the best option on that one is to put your money in a 401k and have the company match your money. So with Reverend Knight, like he put on the nice clothes, he put on the nice, comb your hair good, smell good. Everybody gonna listen because that's what the black people we see and we really don't hear. We do more looking than we do listening. If you got fancy clothes, nice jewelry, everything is flashy, we are the type of people who admire that. We get off involved into what you're saying because you got the shiny suit, you got the nice hair, you got the ladies, whatever. So, that's why, a lot of us, we use that tactic as that pimp look or just a flashy look, whatever you want to call it. But we have to do what Ike said, make a decision on what you want to do in your life and where you stand on, and then do like Donald Trump, stand on that.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You got to stand on whatever it is that you're speaking about because that's what it is, man. You got to make a decision. And with the last guy, like Mike said, the fortune is definitely in the follow-up, and you can't be so quick to give up on a customer or up on the next potential business partner or however that goes, because these guys, they understand that resilience wins the game. If you're not resilient in anything that you're doing, you're not going to last in anything. I don't care if it's just folding clothes. We definitely got to be bigger than
Many
that.
people wonder if there's a secret to winning lottery games. The answer is yes, winners only lotto. Discover how to make $1,000, $10,000, or even $225,000 daily by playing the right games with the highest odds. The games to focus on are Pick 3, Pick 4, and in some states, Pick 5. Utilizing AI to track patterns in these games simplifies winning, with millions being distributed every day. This information can be easily verified on any official state lottery website. Join today or get more information by clicking the link below. See you on the winning side.
Make sure that you like and subscribe and hit the all button and all that kind of stuff, because we're going to have a lot of good interviews on this podcast.